Good evening. Welcome to the 8 o'clock storybook reading. We started this is the night number 56. So this is a 56, 55. We did have Blackout Tuesday. So night number 55, and we started this to bring a little joy to people's lives during this time of COVID. And so every weekday night we have a different reader reading a storybook. And what's been great is the diversity of stories that we've heard. People get to choose the story that has impacted their life, that they read to their children or grandchildren, or was read to them, or has a message that they want to send. And so, as I said, it's been a great diversity of stories that we've heard from fabulous authors representing worldwide. So tonight I'm going to be telling you about the story that I'll be reading and a little bit about the readers for this week. But I want to thank last week's readers. We had View Royal Councillor Jerry Lemon. Then we had on Canada Day, we had TC sports writer Cleve Deansall, who read a great Canadian story. And then we had MP and past leader of the Green Party of Canada, Elizabeth May. And thank you to Mitzi Dean, MLA for Esquimalt-Machosen, who within 24 hours when the Friday reader wasn't able to be ready on time, jumped forward and said, yes, I'll do it and have it ready for you less than 24 hours. So thank you to Mitzi Dean. So we're going to get going on the story for tonight. And when I was thinking of what I wanted to read, my husband and I were reminiscing or remembering that almost a year ago today, he retired from BC Transit. And so when I saw this book about a bus ride called The Last Stop on Market Street, I thought I'd read it because I love the fact that it was a story about a bus ride. And my husband is enjoying retirement, but he spent 24 years working for BC Transit as a driver and a trainer. So when I read this to him, it rang true some of the experiences he has had. So the book is called Last Stop on Market Street, and it's written by Matt de la Pena and pictures by Christian Robinson. So here we go, and there's great pictures in this book. So here's the first pictures without any words. And here we go. CJ pushed through the church doors and skipped down the stairs. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus and all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time at the tree, but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in and gave CJ a wave and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We've got a bus, the Breeze Fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. There's the bus, the number 5 market bus. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear and placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. There's the bus driver, a happy bus driver. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. The old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a "good afternoon." She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always got to go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man, and I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat. CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curb on bikes. A man jumped aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. How come that man can't see? Boy, what do you know about seeing? Nana told him. Some people watch the world with their ears. That's a fact. Their noses too, the man said, sniffing at the air. That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. There she is, squeezing the man's hand. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. Sure wish I had one of those, he said. So you can see them with their iPod or listening to music. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song? CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and began to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered. I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it into the man's hat. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks, broken down doors, the graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hands. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes, when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what is beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. So he sees familiar faces. He thought his Nana might laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, me too, CJ. Now come on. So there is Nana and CJ serving food at the soup kitchen. And so this is where he goes every Sunday after church. And there they are waiting at the bus stop again to return home. So this is called The Last Stop on Market Street. And so about this week's readers, I'm not going to be able to tell you all the readers because I'm not sure what day they're going to be reading. But this is a week that is going to be all women readers. These are the ones that came forward and have agreed to read this week. And I can tell you who tomorrow's 8 o'clock reader will be. Tomorrow we are going to have MLA for Richmond East and past Minister of Advanced Education and Speaker of the House of the Legislative Assembly of BC. So we'd like to thank Linda Reed, who will be our 8 o'clock storybook reader tomorrow. And then I'll tell you who the other readers are through the week. So once again, nighty-night. I hope you enjoyed this story, and keep safe and keep calm and keep kind.